who you are?
Sure. I am Jessica Rockson. I'm a certified professional coach, and I work with men and women in the professional services that are looking to live more fulfilling and, richer lives. Most of these people have gained a lot of success already, but are looking for that extra thing. Perhaps their work-life balance is off. Perhaps they're not feeling very happy in their role. Perhaps they want to find their purpose. I help them to find that. A couple of my friends and clients will call me a dreams facilitator. I get from my client what they want, and I help them reach that goal. Yeah, so in 2015, I funded the Rocksteady Coaching, which is a coaching business that actually helps people, corporates and individuals, reach their potential. And also my background has been communication management. I've been doing that for the past 12 years. So I help my clients with communication, mainly during times of change, because those are the most challenging times for anyone. A lot of the times when you say leadership, people assume you're going to be a CEO of an organization. What it actually means is that we are all leaders by choice or by default. If you're a father, you're a leader. If you're a CEO, you're leading. And if you're a nurse, even friends lead each other. So that's what the whole leadership idea is. Now, energy leadership is developing a style that helps you to influence yourself and the people in your world. It's not just specifically for one group of people. It's something that helps people to become more empowered and to understand that they can choose their life moment by moment. It's the difference between going for the job that you love and being too afraid to do so. Well, that's the importance in that, because people think if you're doing well, then you don't need anything else. But what energy leadership does is, if you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being fantastic, 1 not being so good, if you rate yourself at 8, what does 9 and 10 and maybe 11 and 12 look like? So the audience that will be listening, hopefully they'll get the tools and techniques they need to actually move themselves along much quicker and further. If I can kind of think very, very quickly off the top of my head, I think someone like Richard Branson is a very great energy leader. He cares about his people, and he seems to kind of improve them and offer them the opportunities to actually improve themselves. He has, and as we talk through the energy levels, he's got very high levels of energy. That means that people are attracted to him. So without his stripes as a leader, people still follow him. That's the difference between an energy leader and someone who's just a leader. I absolutely believe that, because I belong to a group of coaches and like-minded people who believe in changing the energy of the world, raising it one person at a time. That's how you effect change, right? Because when you look at the world, as we go through the energy leadership, everybody is win-lose. If I'm going to win, you're going to lose. If you look in government, you look at countries, you look at how people treat each other on the trains, for example, you see that energy levels are quite low and people are living on autopilot. Energy leadership is about bringing us out of that, opening our eyes so that we can actually do better for ourselves. And if you can do better for one person, that's how the world changes. You don't have to be an extrovert to be an energy leader. And actually, some extroverts that we see out there have very low levels of energy because it's all about blaming the other person. They look outside of themselves, whereas introverts will take responsibility for the way they feel. I'm not saying those two are, if you're an introvert, then that's great. If you're an extrovert, that's bad. But energy leadership is very personal. It may look very different for me as it would for you. So yeah, it's something that's open to both. Whatever personality type you are, it's suitable for you. Oh, you would be surprised. The 7 levels of energy, they go from the lowest, which is 1, to the highest, which is 7. And I can describe them very quickly this way. So at level 1, the energy is all about victim. I'm sure if you can think about somebody that you have in your life, everything that happens to them. Everybody gets the best job, they don't get the best job, right? So it's all about apathy. They don't want to do anything for themselves. This is where depression might kind of slip in. Then you get to level 2, which is a level of anger. This is where people think, it's your fault that their life is not great, right? They're angry and they lash out. So, for example, leaders that have level 2 energy get a lot of stuff done because their teams are terrified of them. However, they burn out and they alienate them, right? At level 3, it's all about rationalizing. So if you've done something wrong to me, I'll rationalize. Perhaps you're having a bad day, and that's why you're being a little bit of a beast, right? And I just move on because it's just not worth it to me. I don't really forgive you, but I forgive you because I want to get on with my life, right? Then comes level 4, which is all about caregiving. This is the kind of energy that you might find in a parent, in a team leader that really cares about their team. They get their wins from other people winning, right? Then comes level 5. It's a level of opportunity. At level 5, you see the opportunities in the good, the bad, and the ugly. Right? So if it's raining and you were planning to go to the park, you don't stew about it and get angry in level 2. You say, okay, so it's raining. Maybe I'll put on my boots and take the kids out or go see a friend. It's just taking the opportunity. At that level, it's all about the win-win. Then comes the level 6 and level 7. Level 6 is the visionary. So when I talk about Richard Branson, that's the kind of level that I see. A visionary sees us as a world. We see each other as a group, right? So it's not about one person winning over the other. It's about making sure we all win. Then level 7, which is a little bit heady. At this level is the level of creation. That's when you see yourself as being a powerful being. You're not a human doing, you're a human being. And, the dramas of life become a little bit of you don't care because you see life as a perceptual illusion. But as human beings, we go through all 7 all day, but there will be 1 or 2 that a person would normally resonate at, right? So it's really, really interesting. Being aware of your energy means you can change it very quickly. So if someone ticks you off and you start to go into level 2 and you're enraged, you can think to yourself, how is this going to help me? Right? This is level 3, you're rationalizing. I'm just going to let them get on with their day and I'll get on with my day. And already you're starting to shift the way you think. And after a while, it becomes habit where you can shift yourself between the levels for success. Which one do you think will be more successful? Someone who sees the opportunities or someone who's angry and feeling like a victim, seeing the world like this? Or do you want to see the world like that? That's the difference between success. So the levels of energy actually allows you to hone your communication skill. Because if you're in a victim mode, chances are you're not going to communicate very well because you feel like nothing you say has any impact in life. And at level 2, you're too busy judging the person as being stupid to actually be able to communicate with them. So as you start to rise up through the ranks, the way you show up changes. This is where the energy, even before you've opened your mouth, the energy you stand in front of people with gets them to be tuned into you or be repelled by you. And communication starts from the inside out, right? We were born and we all learn how to talk at 2, whatever. But honing that skill is something that a lot of people haven't actually got down yet. Well, the thing is, it's very difficult sometimes as human beings to see ourselves objectively. Because when we're born, we're limitless. And then all of a sudden, we get told, oh, you're tall, you should be a model, you got good with maths, you should be an accountant. And slowly, you start to actually contract as a person, right? But the thing that energy leadership does is it puts you at choice in your life, right? That's what they call conscious choice. If you're angry and upset, you don't see anything very clearly. But having the higher levels of energy actually allows you to see the world as it truly is and not as, we've been trained to believe that it is, right? So with time, you get to this is why I talk about self-mastery. You start to master your own life. You start to stop coming from a place of need, of the world is not enough, to actually seeing the world that you have everything already. Anything else that you manage to get in your life is a bonus. So that's where you get your personal freedom. If that job, that your boss is not being very kind to you and you're not happy, you have choices. You can stay and put up with it. You can think to yourself, what other courses can I take to actually move out or start looking for work immediately? But if you're at the lower levels, you don't actually see any options. You don't see any choices. You're stuck. This is where people stay in organizations for 40 years and they may not even, if you enjoy it, that's different, but they don't even enjoy it. They just feel at the effect of life.